Hello, RoahmMythril here once again with an addendum to that last update about Shattered Memories. Credit to John Kossuth for this fan art, which is all the more fitting. The game is trolling me super hard at this point. So, as I said, I'd hoped I could salvage this run, but sadly, I don't think I can. I had 3 things suggested to me that I could try. Sadly, none of them worked. The first thing was it was suggested I try idling for a long time in an otherwise pointless area. So while watching YouTube vids one night, I sat idling in Toluca Mall's entrance. I had to babysit the Wiimote since it shuts off automatically like every 10 to 15 minutes or so without input, and that automatically pauses the game. So I kept waking it back up and thus racked up about 5 hours of idle time. The next suggestion was calling a bunch of pointless phone numbers. So I called as many useless numbers as I could, things like ad numbers for Lakeview Hotel, Riverside Motel, weather reports, the school newspaper, and Wonderland Burger. Finally, I had read people that also had this problem suggested that during the final swim toward the lighthouse clinic, you just let Harry drown by not swimming at all. This, I think, counts as fake index, but also tells the game you're not really that concerned with finding Cheryl or adhering to what is supposed to be your main focus. Alas, after all this, I still got the Love Lost ending. Thus, I'm pretty much resigned to having to play through the game again. I think I might know what I need to do, though. I'm starting to think there's another index that FAQ I was consulting maybe doesn't address, one purely for being distracted, and that's maybe the main thing I need for the videotape ending that I'm after. A combo of that and being unfriendly. Now the reason this makes sense to me is the garage at the start of the game. There are 4 items that Harry can stare at in the garage and actually comment on, 3 of which are tied to obvious indexes: a family photo, a 12-pack of beer, and a sexy pinup calendar. Then there's the 4th item he can comment on: a poster about proper use of a hydraulic ramp. The game thinks it's interesting enough for Harry to comment on, but to what end? This, I think, is thus the type of object I need to have Harry focus on. This might also, for example, be what the forklift message was. Just various things that Harry can comment on that seem to distract him enough for him to acknowledge and comment on, but have no obvious tie to family, alcohol, or sex. Now, since I don't want to waste everyone's time more than my failed run already has, I'm going to do a full practice run with this method, keeping a written log of everything I try focusing on so that if this works, I should hopefully be able to recreate it on camera. Also, the first vid or 2 when I get back will largely be an abridged version of getting back to where I was, so hopefully it'll go quickly. Thankfully, Shattered Memories isn't a particularly long game when it's not actively trolling you. With tomorrow being Thanksgiving, though, I'm obviously going to be busy, so I'll try to get this practice run done on Friday to see how it goes, and if all goes well, hopefully I can get back to recording solidly on Saturday, and hopefully we can get this train wreck back on track. With that, though, thank you for watching. Thank you for your continued support. Happy Thanksgiving, or if you don't celebrate it, hey, have a happy November 26th anyway. And until next time, fare thee well.